A sunny afternoon in Evergreen Park, where families picnic and dogs chase frisbees. But one woman shatters the peace. Karen Thompson. With her perfectly coiffed hair and oversized sunglasses, yanks her little terrier, Buster, by the leash so hard he yelps in pain. "You stupid mutt. Walk faster or I'll leave you here," she bellows, her voice echoing like a thunderclap over the laughter of kids nearby. Right there, in broad daylight, the muzzled fury of animal cruelty unfolds. And oh boy, karma's about to hit like a freight train. The conflict boils over instantly. Buster, a scruffy brown terrier with soulful eyes that could melt ice, stumbles on the gravel path, his paws scraping against the rough stones. Karen doesn't care, she's too busy ranting about how he ruined her new shoes with a muddy paw print earlier. Can you believe it? A grown woman berating her own pet like he's the enemy, while joggers slow down, staring in disbelief. But let's rewind a bit to understand how we got here. Karen wasn't always this way, or was she? Neighbors in her quiet suburban cul-de-sac whispered about her for years. She was the type who complained about everything: kids playing too loud, leaves from the next door tree invading her yard, even the mailman delivering packages a minute late. Entitled didn't begin to cover it. Sigh. If only people knew the storm brewing inside her. Today, though, it was Buster's turn to bear the brunt. He'd had an accident in the house that morning, nothing major, just a puddle from excitement when the doorbell rang. But to Karen, it was a declaration of war. "You're worthless," she hissed as she dragged him out the door, the metallic clink of his collar echoing her rage. As they entered the park, the fresh scent of blooming lilacs mixed with the earthy aroma of freshly cut grass. Birds chirped overhead, a stark contrast to Buster's labored breaths. Karen's heels clicked sharply on the pavement, each step a punctuation to her tirade. "Why did I even adopt you? You're more trouble than you're worth." Passers-by exchanged glances, the air thick with unspoken judgment. One young mom, pushing a stroller, paused and muttered under her breath, "Is she for real?" Yeah, she was. And it was about to get worse. Buster whimpered softly, his tail tucked between his legs, eyes darting around for escape. The poor guy, his fur matted from neglect, ribs faintly visible under his coat. Karen stopped abruptly near a crowded bench area, where a group of friends were sharing sandwiches. She jerked the leash again, forcing Buster to sit. "Stay there. You idiot," she snapped, pulling out her phone to scroll through social media. Ironically, she was liking posts about pet parents and their fur babies. Hypocrite much? The irony hung in the air like a bad perfume. That's when the first twist hit. A kind-hearted jogger named Mike, a burly guy with tattoos and a soft spot for animals, couldn't take it anymore. He slowed his run, sweat dripping down his forehead, the rhythmic thud of his sneakers fading as he approached. "Hey, lady, ease up on the dog. He's not a toy." Karen whipped around, her face flushing red like a tomato about to burst. "Mind your own business. This is my dog, and I'll treat him how I want," she shrieked, her voice cracking with indignation. The park fell silent for a beat, the distant hum of traffic the only sound. Mike stood his ground, arms crossed. "Abuse isn't ownership. Someone should call animal control." "Oh." The tension. Karen's heart raced, a mix of fury and embarrassment washing over her. She could feel eyes boring into her, elderly couples on benches, teens with skateboards, even a vendor selling ice cream cones pausing mid-scoop. The sweet, sticky smell of vanilla wafted over, but it did nothing to sweeten the mood. Buster, sensing the shift, let out a low growl, his first sign of defiance. Was this the start of his rebellion? Or just fear bubbling over? Karen doubled down. Because that's what Karens do. She grabbed Buster's collar roughly, lifting him slightly off the ground. See? He's fine. You're all overreacting. But Buster wasn't fine. His yelps pierced the air like sirens, drawing more attention. A woman named Lisa, who volunteered at the local shelter, pulled out her phone and started filming. "This is going viral," she whispered to her friend. The click of camera shutters and the buzz of notifications began to build. Social media justice was brewing. Fast and furious. Enter the next character, Officer Ramirez from Animal Control, who happened to be patrolling the park that day. The scent of his coffee lingered as he approached, radio crackling on his belt. "Ma'am, I need you to step away from the dog," he said firmly, his voice steady like an anchor in a storm. Karen's eyes widened. "What? This is outrageous. Do you know who I am?" Classic line. Ramirez sighed deeply, the weight of countless similar calls evident in his exhale. "I don't care who you are. Animal cruelty is against the law." The argument escalated. Karen waved her arms dramatically, her sunglasses slipping down her nose. "He's my property. I paid for him." Buster, caught in the crossfire, trembled, his wet nose sniffing the air anxiously. The crowd grew, murmurs turning into outright boos. "Shame on you," someone shouted. "Feel that?" The collective gasp of outrage. The rustle of leaves in the wind mirroring the unrest. Karen felt a chill despite the warm sun, karma's cold shadow creeping in. But wait. Here's the twist that amps up the drama. As Karen tugged Buster one last time in defiance, he snapped. Not viciously, but enough, his teeth grazed her hand, drawing a thin line of blood. She screamed, dropping the leash. "He bit me. That monster." Blood trickled down her finger, the metallic tang mixing with her shock. Buster bolted. But not far, he cowered behind Mike, who knelt down protectively. "Good boy," Mike murmured, stroking his fur gently. The dog leaned into him, tail wagging faintly for the first time that day. Officer Ramirez stepped in swiftly. He examined Buster, noting the signs of neglect: overgrown nails, flea bites, underfed frame. "This dog's coming with me," he declared. Karen protested, tears streaming now, not from remorse, but humiliation. "You can't do this. I'll sue." But the evidence was damning. Lisa's video captured it all. Already uploading to YouTube with the title, entitled "Woman Abuses Dog, Instant Justice." Views climbing by the second. The high noon sun beat down, amplifying the sweat on Karen's brow. She paced, phone in hand, calling her husband. "Greg, you won't believe this. They're taking Buster." But Greg's response? A heavy sigh over the line. "Karen, maybe it's for the best. You've been too hard on him." Betrayal stung like a bee. Her own husband siding against her. The plot thickens. As Ramirez loaded Buster into the van, the dog looked back with what seemed like relief in his eyes. The van's door slammed shut with a resounding thud, echoing Karen's downfall. She stood there, alone amid the dispersing crowd, whispers following her like ghosts. "Serves her right," one said. The park returned to normalcy, the laughter of children, the bark of happy dogs, but Karen's world crumbled. In the days that followed, the video exploded online. Comments flooded in, karma at its finest. How could anyone treat a pet like that? Karen's social media accounts were bombarded. Her job as a real estate agent taking a hit when clients canceled viewings. "We don't want to work with someone like that," one emailed. The local news picked it up, interviewing Mike and Lisa. "It was heartbreaking," Mike said, his voice thick with emotion. Buster found a new home with a loving family. Reports showed him frolicking in a backyard. Free and joyful. But for Karen, the bitterness lingered. She faced charges for animal cruelty, a misdemeanor. But enough to require community service at the very shelter where Buster was rescued. Irony at its peak. Standing there, cleaning cages. The smell of hay and fur overwhelming. She reflected. Or did she? This is unfair, she'd mutter. But deep down, a seed of regret sprouted. Sigh. Change doesn't come easy. The climax hit when Karen attended her court hearing. The judge, a no-nonsense woman with glasses perched on her nose, reviewed the evidence. Ms. Thompson, your actions were inexcusable. Animals deserve kindness, not cruelty. Bang went the gavel, sealing her fate, fines, probation, and mandatory anger management. As she left the courthouse, rain poured down suddenly, drenching her designer outfit. Poetic justice? Absolutely. And here's the inspiring message, in a world quick to judge. True justice shines when we stand up for the voiceless. Buster's story reminds us, treat others, furry or not, with compassion. Karma doesn't discriminate, it rewards kindness and punishes cruelty. So next time you see injustice, speak up. Who knows? You might just spark a chain of good. What a turnaround. Right? From mistreatment to redemption, for everyone but Karen, whose bitter end serves as a cautionary tale. Life's too short for entitlement, embrace empathy instead.